Here's a segment from the latest edition of St. Charles Parish Today, a monthly local talk show.
She's served as the District 2 Council Representative since January of 2016 and is a well-known volunteer in several of the parish's community groups. With me today is Councilwoman Mary Keller Clulee. Well, thank you for coming on the show with me, Mary.
It's a pleasure.
This is
glad you're having me.
Awesome. This is your first time being on the show, and it's also your first term in office, so we're going to get to know you a little bit better. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a lifelong resident of St. Charles Parish. I grew up in Hahnville, and now I live in Luling. I worked for UPS for 20 years, and after that, I worked in our family business since then.
So people in this community kind of know you as a large advocate of the volunteer organizations. What are some of those organizations you volunteer for? Because I know it's a large number.
Well, I guess I followed my parents' lead in being a community volunteer. I serve on several nonprofit boards. I'm on CASA's board.
That's Child Advocacy Services.
Child Advocacy Services, St. Charles Council on Aging, St. Charles Rotary, Republican Women of St. Charles. I'm also a volunteer with the St. Charles Hospital Auxiliary. I've been a volunteer for 15 years there. I volunteer at St. Mark's Church in Ama, and also on the bereavement committee for Holy Family. Mm-hmm. I also serve on NACO's Environment, Energy, and Land Use Policy Steering Committee, and on the Police Jury Environmental and Energy Committee.
You also, in your main function as a councilperson, is serving as the District 2 Council Representative. What communities fall in your district?
Ama, Old Luling, Lone Star, Willowdale, Willow Ridge area, Davis Plantation. On the East Bank, it's from South Destrehan past Bungay, and also Luling Heights, where I live. Okay.
And within those communities, what are some of the main, I guess, issues or main concerns or things that, are big topics?
Well, in my district, I have 3 major industries: Monsanto, Bungay, and ADM's 2 locations. Monsanto is undergoing a major expansion, $900 million expansion. Bungay just finished a major expansion of approximately $200 million, and ADM is in the midst of some major repairs at their Ama vicinity. In my district also is the hospital, the East Bank Library.
See, that's quite a lot of things.
Yeah. Destrehan Plantation, the Plantation Business Park, Plantation View Medical Building, and actually both bridge parks, even though the West Bank Bridge Park also encompasses part of District 1. In my district, some of the issues, of course, with all the districts is drainage and levee protection, reauthorization of the National Flood Insurance Program, and right now, main issue is a public boat launch on the West Bank.
So given those concerns, what projects have you been working on or are working on specifically for District 2?
Well, the boat launch issue now will go to a citizens committee to bring forth a recommendation. We recently awarded an engineering contract for a design to increase the Ama pump station capacity. DOTD, through Regional Planning Commission, has provided funds to proceed with engineering on the first phase of the Paul Mallard Road Revitalization Project. That's the area between the railroad tracks and the post office.
Okay.
DOTD also has gotten a grant or issued a grant to repair and replace the drainage along River Road from Hahnville to the Jefferson Parish line, which includes all of Luling and Ama. Right now, DOTD is working on the design to install a right turn lane at Barton Avenue and Highway 90. And this is an attempt to increase the traffic flow at that intersection, which you may not travel that area, but it's horrendous.
Yes.
We do have the ongoing construction of a hurricane protection levee in the Willow Ridge area, and the pump station is now online there. It's a good thing that our parish didn't wait for the Corps of Engineers to provide funding for our levee protection, or else we'd be in the same boat right now like St. John Parish, where they're still waiting for funding.
Yeah, because the residents of District 2 actually are getting that levee protection now.
Not just District 2.
Right,
but
yeah,
all
yes.
of the West Bank of St. Charles Parish. And also in the works through Regional Planning Commission, the parish is working on a pedestrian and bike path project. And this will, public meetings have already started in that, and it's really now just hasn't even gotten to the design phase, but I encourage residents to participate in that, because this could be a major project for our parish.
And that's really assessing what the needs are of the parish in terms of bike
where
paths.
where they want them, you know, in school districts, and you know, connectivity to employment in neighborhoods. So it's really a great project. Hopefully that can get in place in the next 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. Was there anything else that you want us to know that you're working on?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh, awesome.
I think we have a proactive parish government and community, and whether an individual uses the many amenities and opportunities that our parish provides, there's still a cost for those services. So whether or not you play tennis, there's a cost involved in providing a tennis court and maintaining a tennis court, replacing the service. Just alone for the Monsanto tennis court, that was $22,000 to replace that surface. Libraries, that's $5 million a year that goes into our library system.
Mm-hmm.
Mosquito control, street lighting, and 911. Each of those services cost our taxpayers approximately $1.2 million a year. Our levee construction and maintenance is more than $10 million at this point each year. The existing bike paths on our levees, the total cost of that is $5.6 million to construct. That's just what we already have. And the 2 extensions left to be put in place is another $4 million. When the Sheriff's Department puts somebody in jail, there's a cost involved with the parish. The parish pays almost $25 a day for somebody to go to jail. So if they're there for a month, that's $730 that comes out of our parish funding. If they get sentenced for a year, that's almost $9,000 of what it costs the parish to have somebody in jail. So when you say, well, get them off the streets, yes, that's safety, but there's also a cost involved with providing that safety. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to have another plan in place to reduce people incarcerated. Our parish continues to receive $700,000 as a share of the sales tax from the airport. The Mississippi River is our parish's economic driving force, and that's why industry is here. It's our industrial tax base for our parish. I'm trying to get a river overlook at each bridge park, and I've already started funding on this project, and hopefully that can be done maybe in the next 5 years. So.
That's exciting. Now, the one on the West Bank, would that be tied to the Paul Mallard?
No.
No, okay,
it would
separate.
be under the bridge at each
Okay, I see.
each bridge park. So
Awesome. Well, that's an exciting project.
I'm looking forward to it. I think that would be a fantastic
I remember talking to you about it a while
amenity
back.
to our parish, and it could be expanded. Private industry, private individuals, commercial could expand on our initial installation, and I think it would be amazing for each side of the river.
I don't think it's good that you point out maintenance costs, as I do think people a lot of times think once we construct something or once we build something that's kind of it.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
there's a cost associated annually with a lot of these
right.
things.
You're not only paying for the initial construction, you're paying for the maintenance, you're paying for the cleaning, you're paying for the utilities.
And that's the kind of things that you guys think about as a council when you vote for things as well.
Yeah.
Is, okay, today it costs this much, but next year and the year after. And
Right. And I don't think the parish residents can understand, well, they all understand that everything comes with a cost. But even the levee bike paths, that's a total project, that's
Yeah.
like $9 million once it's all in place.
Yeah.
And then it'll need to be repaired and maintained and cleaned. And I'd like to get some benches put along those bike paths with maybe some solar lighting that we could possibly get grants for. And I think that would definitely increase the use of our bike levee
Absolutely.
paths.
And people love this. They really do.
Yes.
But look, that's it. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming on
Thanks.
with me today.
My pleasure.
Look for the entire episode at www.scptoday.com or on SCP TV.